Welcome to HudCoRadio. I'm Jim Kennelly. In county government, the office of County Counsel is akin to Attorney General at the state or federal level. And for the first time since 2003, Hudson County has a new county counsel. He is Alberico DePierro, appointed by County Executive Craig Guy this spring and confirmed last week by a unanimous vote of the Board of County Commissioners. The 41-year-old DePierro and his 33-year-old deputy, Reana Garcia, also just appointed by County Executive Guy, bring a new youthful energy to the leadership of Hudson County's law department. They sat down with us to discuss their unique backgrounds, close partnership, and their plans to fulfill the County Council's pledge to foster a more resilient, equitable, and prosperous future for all Hudson County residents. County Counsel DePierro, let's start with you. Tell folks a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up, and how did you end up practicing law?
Well, Jim, first of all, it's always a pleasure to be with you. I always love sitting down with you on these podcasts. I'm Jersey City born and raised, with some interesting tangents. So my family has been in the Marion section since about late 50s, and they're still there today, my parents. When I was about 4 years old, my mother and dad decided to change it up and move to Italy, where my mother is from, born and raised. I did a couple years of elementary school there, and then my dad said, you know what, let's pack up and come back to Jersey City. And that's pretty much where I've been almost the rest of my life. I went to elementary school here, graduated from McNair Academic in Jersey City, went to St. Peter's College, which is now university, and graduated there, and New York Law School. A little bit more about myself. I'm married. I have 4 amazing kids, 3 boys and a little girl. And as you've seen around in the articles posted, I've been a coach for high school for about 12 years.
Wow, that's a long time to stay with it. It's
It
terrific.
is. It is. I played at McNair. I played at St. Peter's College, which was a great experience. And it was nice to give back to the game by coaching as well. And I graduated law school in 2009. I started with my dad's private practice and his colleagues. And then about 2016, I came back to the law department where I was a law clerk in 2008 and 2009. So a little bit of a full circle moment. So that's how I got to the law department and my law career thus far.
So you've spent about a decade here with the county's law department, and your previous role before becoming county counsel was deputy county counsel. Is that correct?
Correct. In the last year, when I came here in August of 2016, so I'm almost ending my first decade at Hudson County, which I'm proud of. I was assistant county counsel. Last year, I was named deputy, and now this is the new role I'm in.
Okay. What, if you could, describe for us, because I did describe it as akin to an attorney general, but it's a little bit different. If you could kind of describe what the role of the county counsel serves in county government.
I think the key of the county counsel's role is, number one, providing counsel to our county executive, which again, I'll take this to thank him again, our county executive, Craig Guy, for giving me this honor and responsibility. But primarily it is to serve as legal counsel to the county executive. It's very important that the county counsel takes the county executive's policies, initiatives, and puts them into practice in the legal sense of it. It's the county counsel's role is also to provide counsel to the other departments, especially working closely with the county administrator's office, because what needs to be implemented here countywide does have to have the county council's review, insight, and make sure that we are complying with law, rules, ordinances, and everything that applies to us.
I think one of the things folks may not realize is that county government is essentially sort of a distributor. We bring in funds to a great extent from federal and state sources, sometimes even private sources, but those are then distributed to localities, institutions, etc. And as you say, there are rules, regulations, and things like that. So it's not simply a matter of taxing and spending, but it's making sure that the appropriate legal purpose of the various funds are are properly followed, I guess, is important. And then I'm sure there's a host of other kinds of regulations that come with being sort of an intermediary level of local government. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And we as a county, especially we've been seeing with the county executives initiatives, there are so many different programs, grants, um, avenues that our communities can tap into that require us to make sure that there's compliance. Because obviously, we want to make sure that these programs that are so beneficial to our constituents and our communities are properly funded, properly sourced, and we need to make sure that the compliance with all regulations is in place.
Deputy County Counsel Garcia, your appointment represents a number of firsts. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that.
Well, Jim, as the first Hispanic female to hold this position, it's a significant moment not only for Hudson County, but also for the law department. It really shows that County Executive Guy supports diversity and wants the leadership to reflect that diversity and also the constituents of our predominantly, I would say probably one of the most diverse counties in the state.
Oh, absolutely. Now, how did you come to practice law?
So I went to the University of Massachusetts for undergrad, and I was a double major in English and poli sci. And one of the best projects I got to work on was a combination of taking an immigration narrative story and applying it to the political science aspect. So looking at what laws, what regulations were existed at the time to allow for that immigration narrative. So I interviewed my grandmother who came over from Cuba. And being a Cuban American, it was a fascinating story of how politics and specific rules and acts and the Cuban Adjustment Act, the way they all came together in order to create pathways for people, which inspired me to later pursue immigration. So I became an immigration attorney, which I then went into becoming a prosecutor so that I could merge both the criminal aspect along with the immigration aspect for a very niche field of immigration practice, which is called crimmigration. So that is my background. And
Let me ask you this. You clearly have you're a younger person at 33 to be in this important position, but at the same time you have unique and strong experience. I wondered what you're hoping to achieve in the new role as Deputy County Counsel.
sure. So unlike, I would say, the way this position's been done in the past, it's not really a deputy county council position. I very much feel that with county council and myself, we run as a team. We really balance each other out. I think with our different backgrounds and having our different experiences in legal practice, we bring a very fresh eye. I do have a law enforcement background that's very different than a litigation background, and both combined really sets up the county for a strong future where you play defense and offense all the time in this position, and that's kind of how we run our team. Rico handles the offensive, I handle the defensive, and we're hoping to win some championships.
Well, to both of you, maybe you could talk more broadly too about kind of the role of the law department in making a difference in the lives of residents here in Hudson County. You've talked about immigration, you've talked about the impacts of programs that aren't properly, vetted. Just to give you one example of something that's happened in the past, I know the county joined with other localities in lawsuits that were dealing with the opioid crisis. So that was one example. But I'm just wondering broadly if you've thought about that at all, and if that's something maybe you've discussed together or with the county exec.
Absolutely. And agreeing with Rihanna, our approach is a team-oriented approach. And I think that's a very important approach in the law, in government, in society, in even going down to our family level, right? So I envision the role of the law department in county government as being innovative, searching for new ideas, searching for ways to enhance our community's interaction with county government, but also their ability to tap into county government. I think county government has to be a resource to its constituents, and we see that as the vision. And the law department is basically the engineer, the legal engineer in making sure that those paths are available to all people. And I think that's very important. And being someone that, my father as a lawyer instilled in me the love of the law and the rule of law. When you look around, even outside, almost everything you see outside is governed by some sort of law. So it's very important, the law department in the county government. And I think that's how you make a difference, by allowing the constituents to have the ability to not only tap into, but have access to the government. And we facilitate, or try to legally facilitate, the needs of those constituents.
And when we're looking at, ways to create this vessel, to create this transparency, one of the projects we're looking to spearhead in the future is making our ordinances accessible to our constituents. We want to make sure that if they have a question about the law, that they have access to those documents, so that when they read a code up on a sign, they can find the substance of it. And that's really important to both of us, is making a breathing document that will grow as this office grows, as the county grows, and that our constituents really have access to and can be a part of the process.
Well, I know, just to circle back, County Counsel, that you did for a number of years a lot of work regarding the Consumer Protection
Right.
Division, and that's an area, for example, that probably folks don't necessarily know is part of the law department.
You're absolutely right, Jim. And I think, making it on a more macro level discussion, there seems to always be in society this stigma towards government. And I think it's because constituents may not understand what exactly government does and what they can achieve through government. We are an assistance. We're here to assist our constituents. And I think, like Reana said, making sure that the constituent understand that we are here to help, and we're also here to service the projects that may be in need of in our county, and also to provide legal assistance for those projects and needs.
County Counsel, I wonder if you could talk also about some of the changes or new approaches you're considering to help the departments be more effective within county government.
Definitely. Given the times we are in 2025, technology rules the majority of conversations in most industries. We at the law department are in the process of basically ensuring a technological advance in how we are managing all of our matters, both on litigation and contracts, so that there is a central web-based platform where the users, which are the attorneys and the administrative staff, can have everything in one platform and be able to see everything in real time, make edits to contracts in real time. And it's going to provide a much easier content management, and also the managing of our actual internal projects. And I also want to highlight, Jim, that what we envision our law department as well as taking as a big company, we are in-house counsel. So our departments are all the arms of our county government. We are here to serve more as advising them when they need to reach out to us to make sure that maybe, is this grant going in the right direction? What do you think about this idea? We're here to serve as their in-house lawyer. So we want to provide them guidance when they need us to be there for them. And I think that's a very important role, where we would like to allow them to manage their offices and their departments and come to us when they need advice on the legal front.
Well, County Counsel Alberico DePierro and Deputy County Counsel Reana Garcia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim.
You can learn more about the Hudson County Law Department on our website, www.hcnj.us. To keep up to date on county government news and alerts, be sure to follow us on Twitter at HudCoTweet and on Facebook at HudCoFB. To see photos and videos of county government events, follow us on Instagram at HudCoInsta, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, HudCo TV. You can find HudCoRadio and hopefully subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks as always to Hudson County Executive Craig Guy and the Board of County Commissioners, who sponsor, support, and direct all the programs and services discussed on this podcast. Take care.